Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning to everyone across the network, to those of you watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, other social media platforms, to those of you that are joining me live, to those of you that are watching from various parts of the world, welcome. This is your host, Dr. Sterling, coming to you live on the Dr. Sterling Live Network, also from the Shelburne Worship Center, Power of Faith Pentecostal Ministries International, registered in England and Wales, Jamaica, Canada, the Brampton Worship Center, from the Dr. Sterling Ministries International, registered in the states of Florida, coming to you live from the town of Shelburne, in the province of Ontario in Canada. Greetings. Greetings to everyone. Take time out to greet our Prime Minister of Canada, Honorable Justin Trudeau, and his family. Take time out to extend special greetings to our Premier of our province, the Honorable Doug Ford. Taking also time out to extend warm greeting to the Mayor and Deputy Mayor of the town of Shelburne, Mr. Wade Mills and Mr. Steve Anderson. Taking time out to extend special greetings to President Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Vice President of the United States, Boris Johnson, Prime Minister of England, and to all other presidents, prime ministers all across the world. Also, taking special time out to extend special warm greetings to all the God-fearing, true, humble servants of the Most High God across the world. This morning, I am coming to you live, deeply saddened in my heart, speaking to you directly from my heart this morning, without much aid from any personal notes. I will use quite a little, but I want to speak directly to the people of the world, to the nations, and the nations leaders of this world from my heart. I know very well that I am not popular, not famous, not well known, and that my voice is very little. It might just be crying in a little wilderness of the world where not much ears are attentive to. Nonetheless, I must play my little role in contributing positively to this world that I am living in until my final day comes. I refuse to be silent. I refuse to not being able to be a free thinker, to think on my own, and to speak as I am convinced. I will not hide my one talent in the ground and not invest on my one single, small, insignificantly looking, one unpopular talent. But just as the other person who have 5 talents or 10 talents, well-known, famous, popular, well-recognized, just as he used his 10 or 5 talents, so I believe that I should use my one talent. That is what I am doing at this moment, causing my voice to be heard, my thoughts to be shared with someone else to the positive contribution of the world and humanity of which where I live and of whom I share this world with. I want to speak with you for few moments on the topic or on the subject of hate. Hate, hate in our world. First and foremost, I would love to extend the deep sentiments from the very bottom of my heart. I would like to extend sympathy, prayers, and condolences to the victims' families who have lost their loved ones in the crazy, mad mass murder that just took place over there in Buffalo, New York, United States of America. The world has gone mad, totally mad. The world has gone mad. Hundreds and thousands of lives are being taken daily over there in Ukraine. The world has gone fully mad, totally mad. But I want to focus on hate, the hate crime, the hate violence that is going on around us. Hate. We need to stop the hate. We all hating people because of the color of their skin. We need to stop it. The people of the world need to stop it. And this kind of discrimination and prejudice and violence and crime against others is not only found in the person who opened fire and killed the people in Buffalo, New York, in the United States of America. It's not only found in people like this young man. As a matter of fact, a person like this young man can be described as the trigger on a gun. He is only the trigger, but he's not necessarily the barrel of the gun. He's not necessarily, and people like him who carry out these atrocities are only the trigger and not necessarily the bullet or bullets. Not necessarily the butt of the gun, the hammer, the trigger guard. We all need to stop hating. Stop the bigotry. Stop it. We all need to stop it and to come together as one. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King died fighting for this cause. And it is still rampant. It is still here today. Right in our faces. Right in our communities. In our courthouses. Among our judges. Among our lawyers. In our churches. Among our denominations and various religions and religious groups. It is very much in our politics. We all are guilty. We all are weighed in the balance, and we have all found wanting. We need to stop the hating right here in the town of Shelburne. We need to stop the bigotry. We need to stop hating people because of the color of their skin. We need to stop hating, rejecting, despising, attacking, discriminating people because of their background, because of their traditions, because of their nationality, because of their religion. We all need to stop the bigotry. Shame. Shame on you. Shame on us. Shame on me if I am found guilty of such crime against humanity. we all need to stop the hating. I want to take that statement to another level where the conversation need to be that many of us, like I said, this person and these persons who carry out, who are the trigger of the gun. But as I clearly stated, a gun is not only made up of a trigger, but of several other parts. The trigger is what pull, and everybody sees the trigger. But all the other parts of the gun are relevant. They are there. They are present. If a gun was made only with a trigger, it could create no harm to anyone. So there are other moving parts to what the world has continued to experience or experiencing. I want to bring your attention to the other moving parts, the other parts of the gun of hatred, the gun of hate crime, the gun of discrimination and prejudice based on skin color, based on background. Let's bring to the forefront the other parts of this demonic system fueled and carried about by demons of hell. In our political sphere, in our political systems, most countries, especially when the population is of great multicultural, people from various nationalities, background, and pigmentation. We vote for people because of their skin color. That's a part of the gun. The gun of discrimination. The gun of racial prejudice, racial profiling, racial bigotry. It's a complete gun and not just a trigger. When we see the mass shooting, that's the trigger being pulled. But we need to look at the other parts of the gun. And the other parts, I'm listing them. One is in our political system, riddled with racial profiling. We need to stop the bigotry. We need to stop the hating. Get rid of the hate. I didn't ask God to let me be born with a dark pigmentation. You didn't ask God to let you be born with a light pigmentation or a brown pigmentation. That's how we all came into the world. Why should I hate you? Why should you hate me? Because of my pigmentation. Who taught you so? Who are you following? Are you following your mother who hated people in her generation? Are you following your father? or your grandparents or your great grand? Is it in your DNA to hate? Do you not know what it is to love? Have you ever tried loving instead of hating? It's in our political system where we are not taught, we are not led, and we are not encouraged to vote for people based on their competence, to vote for people based on their track record, to vote for people based on their qualification, to vote for people based on their vision for a community, their vision for a district or a parish or a province, for their vision based on their vision for a country? Or do we vote for people based on their skin color? Let us stop the hating, stop the hatred, get rid of the discrimination, get rid of the prejudice. Let us get rid of the bigotry. And if we do not, we all are going to suffer the consequence. We all are going to continue killing off each other, destroying each other, instead of building up each other, instead of encouraging each other, instead of loving each other, instead of standing with each other, instead of supporting each other. I have experienced this time and time again right here in the town of Shelburne, Ontario. I know what the ugly face of bigotry and prejudice and discrimination and hate looks like. Let me give you an example what hate looks like. Hate looks like when someone crash and smash the door of my business place, vandalize, damage the door. Instead, hate comes out with sympathy. Instead, hate comes out with a word of comfort. Hate comes out ignoring the damage, the pain, the inconvenience, and attack the skin color, attack the person. That's what hate looks like. Hate has no sympathy. Hate carries no comfort. Hate has no feelings. Hate knows no remorse. Hate is murderous. Hate is unforgiving. Hate is revengeful. And the only thing that hate wants to accomplish is murder and bloodshed and killing and putting down and inflicting hurt. We all need to stop the hating. Stop it. If you're black, stop the hating. Don't hate the man because his skin color is different from yours. Stop it. If you're white, as they call you, because you're not white, you only have a lighter pigmentation. Because I know the color white. The color white looks more like the paper. White. I've never seen a white person. Neither have I ever seen a black person. Or if they're there, they're extremely rare. And it's not a black person, it's that their skin color is black or dark. And their skin color is light, or we call it white. If you are light colored or white colored, if you want to call yourself that, stop the hating. Stop it. Before God stop you. If you're brown, stop the hating. You are no different from the next man. Stop the hating. Why do you want to destroy everybody else? And you reap everything in this world. If God had wanted it so, God would just put you alone in this world. But there are many others who doesn't look like you. Their background is different from yours. Their language, their tongue is different from yours. Their culture, their beliefs. Leave them alone. Why do you want to indoctrinate them? Why do you want to manipulate them? Why do you want to control them? And if you can't, you want them dead. Stop the hate. You haters. Somebody should promote this video. Send it across the world. Let's go after the haters. Not with their own message and not with their own method, but go after them. Telling them, screaming at them, stop the hating. And if you can't stop the hating, stop hating others and hate yourself. In our political system, it's there. Some people alone want to control. Some people alone were always in control and wants to control the political movement, the political sphere, the political system, the political vehicle. And they are serious about staying in control, not willing to share. So the hate is evident. The hate is prevalent. The hate is popular. The hate is daring. Today, I'm a little bit angry. Yes, you can hear it. I'm loud naturally. But when I'm a little angry, it's worse. Don't vote for people because they are black. Vote for competence, for track record, for qualification, and for vision. Don't vote for people to do nothing and walk away with your paychecks and benefits that you can't even get for yourself. Don't give that to them. Hate. I'm talking about the other moving parts of this vicious cycle of hate in our world, right in our communities. Don't vote for anyone because they're white. Let them show you what they have done, what they have accomplished, and what they plan to do. People talk about white privilege, which is undeniable. Don't vote for anyone because they're white. Just as I said, don't vote for anyone because they're black. Don't vote for anyone because they're brown, because they're rich, because everyone knows them in the community, because they were born and schooled there. No. Vote for who is competent. Vote for who can show you a track record of community building, of unselfish lifestyle, of caring for your neighbors as they care for themselves. Vote for those who show the necessary qualification and who has a vision. The good book says, without the vision, the people perish. Get rid. This is hate also. I don't just, the media, you cannot follow the media. Because most of the people who operate the media, they are the propagandists. They are the promoters of propaganda. They undermine morality. They undermine truths and rights and justice. They are not saying what I am saying, and they would never say what I am saying. You need to share this video because you know deep in your heart what I am saying is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Why is our world in the position that it is in today? It's no one or no single reason, but I am dealing with one of the reasons. As we reflect on the mass shooting, the mass murder just took place over there in Florida and continue to show its ugly head across the world. And with this video, I am trying to bring across the message loud and clear that it's not only the trigger that makes up the gun. It's not only the shootings or the mass murders that we find racial profiling, racial bigotry, racial discrimination, racial prejudice, racial injustice. It's not only in somebody who pulled the trigger, but I said we find it in our political vehicle, in our political system. We must stop it, or this world is doomed to seeing becoming any better than it is. I'm sorry for the generation that is coming next, those that are just being born. May God have mercy, because of the example, the poor, miserable, wretched, destitute example that we, our generation, are leaving as a legacy for them to follow in our political, in our hiring people because of skin color. Stop the hating. It's in our business. It's in our employment practices. Bigotry, the same bigotry, the same hate. The job that the black man should have gotten, he did not get it, in spite of the fact that he is competent, in spite of the fact that she's qualified, did not get it for one reason and one reason only. And it was because of the pigmentation of the skin. Stop the bigotry, all of us. The brown man, the Chinese, the Indians, everyone, everybody, every man should not be despised, should not be racialized, should not be rejected, should not be treated less because of our background or because of the color of our skin. Same thing I said right across across the board. If you're running a major organization or business or company or whatever, and you're a black man, a black woman, do not turn away the person that is competent and qualified and have a track record because their skin color is lighter and because we call them a white man or a white woman or a white girl or a white boy. Stop the bigotry. Stop the hating, you haters. The blood of Jesus Christ is against that demonic spirit of hate and bigotry. And all of you out there who are guilty, the blood of Jesus is against you. Stop the hating. If you don't stop it, it's only a matter of time that what you sow, you're going to reap. And if you don't reap the hating that you have sown, your children will. And your grandchildren will, and your great-grandchildren, even after you are gone, they will reap the bitter seeds that you have sown in this world. Stop the hating. Stop the bigotry. I'm speaking to the Prime Minister. I'm speaking to the premiers. I'm speaking to the presidents. I'm speaking to the preachers. I'm speaking to the bankers. I'm speaking to the politicians. I'm speaking to everybody, including myself. Stop the hating. We hate too much. We spend too much time hating others. Haters is one place. Haters who don't repent and don't change and who refuse to stop hating is one place prepared for them. One place and one place only. They are going to end up, and that is in a devil's hell where they belong. That is in a lake of fire and brimstone where they belong. That is going to be in the bottomless pit, cast in the lake of fire where they belong. Stop the hating. Stop inflicting wounds and injuries and pain and suffering on people without any reasonable or any just cause. Stop the hating. And some of the haters are watching the news while they are a part of the system of hate. They might not be the trigger or pull the trigger, but they are a part of the overall hate system. They breed hate. Don't hire people because of the color of their skin. Turning away the Chinese, the Indians, turning away the blacks, the whites, the Hispanics, the Middle Eastern, turning away people because of the color of your skin. As far as you're concerned, they could drop dead. You hater. In our so-called justice system, hate is very much prevalent. I've seen it. I've experienced it. I've read about it. I've heard about the many stories. In our so-called justice system of the world, talk talking about in the system where lawyers and judges and court houses are breathing ground for hatred and bigotry, where a judge will judge based on his racial discrimination, racial injustice, racial prejudice, and he won't care a bit about justice, but will carry out his act or her act of bigotry. Stop the hating, you hater. Stop it, or get out of office. Stop it. Stop promoting hate. Stop producing hate. Stop hating hate. Stop supporting hate. Change, you wicked, violent, murderous hater, spreading your hate everywhere you go, causing pains and suffering on hundreds of innocent people with your hate. It's there. People are given longer sentences because of their skin color. Stop it, Mr. Judge. Jurors, stop it. Setting free the guilty, penalizing and punishing the innocent because of the color of their skin. Stop it. And if you don't stop it, the judgment of God will stop you. You will face your Waterloo one of these days. You will stand before the greater judge one of these days. If you don't stop spreading your hate, if you don't stop from assisting this vehicle, this cycle of hate with your hate contribution, knowing which way the verdict should go. But the verdict cannot go the way or the direction that it is intended to go, that it should go, because you will use hate to take it where hate wants it to go. Stop the hate. People are dying. People are suffering. You and your children and your generations to come are going to suffer. What a man sow, that shall the man also reap. And the good book says, the parents suck the sour grape, and the children's teeth are set on edge. As the parents continue to spread hate and bigotry, look what's going to happen to your children. I could name you some of the things, but I will leave that, because some of you hate so much you will throw it back at me, because you're full of hate. You can't sleep unless you hate. Unless you hate somebody. Unless you hate on somebody. You're tormented, confused, perplexed, uneasy. Unless you have a chance to hate, you're full of hate. You're the devil's child. You're full of darkness. You only know to hate. Some of you can't help yourself. You're bitter, sorrowful, lost, filled, and fueled by hate. It's in the so-called justice system. It's not only in the trigger. It's not only seen or known or present only when we hear of a mass shooting. It's here every day. Haters. Stop it. Leave people alone. Get off their backs. Back off and leave people alone. Go and learn to love. Hate. People take their honest case to court, and hateful judges, racist judges and juries give the case to those that don't deserve it, but they have the pigmentation like them. Haters, stop it. Wicked world, wicked people, I should say. Haters, haters, stop the hating and go in a corner by yourself. Go hate yourself. Why go picking on innocent people who did not trouble you, made no trouble for you, did not even see you, didn't even saw you there, but you choose to hate them. You talk about them in hateful conversation. You think about them in hateful manner in your mind. Your heart is conceived and filled of hate and bigotry against them. How you breathe? Can I ask you? How do you breathe? How do you live? Do you even get to sleep? Being possessed and filled and overwhelmed with so much hate. How do you breathe? No wonder why so many of you haters are filled with all kind of diseases and all kind of sicknesses. No wonder why your days shall be short. No wonder why some of you, the Lord will make you live long, so you will bear and suffer the consequence of your own evil. Hate. 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 We see hate another place in the immigration department, the immigration section, the immigration system of many of our countries. We see some of these countries are willing to take in refugees and immigrants based on the color of their skin. They won't say it, but it's obvious and it's evident. I want somebody to open your eyes. Open your eyes and look for yourself. You don't have to swallow what I'm saying. Hate. We need to stop it. When there is all kind of culture cleansing in various parts of Africa and black people are killing off each other, we don't see many of these nations sending down aircrafts to go take people out of Rwanda and take them into England and take them into the United States and take them into Canada and other parts of the world. No! Hate, rejection, bigotry, being despised because of the color of your skin. When someone immigration application can come to the forefront and is approved before it is even reviewed because of the color of their skin, then you know you have a problem. And don't tell me about it, because I've been there personally. I'm writing about that in a book right now. Hate. Hate kills. Hate inflicts wounds and hurt. Hate injures. Hate penalizes. Hate prejudices and discriminates. Hate murders and kills. Hate hold back, deprives. Hate, the spirit of hate must go. We must let go hate. Immigration should not be stained with a trait or trail of racial prejudice, racial discrimination. All these are part of the vehicle of hate, or the gun of hate, and not only the trigger. I'm sure they want us to see only the trigger, to look only on the mass shooting, but hate is so prevalent all over. Hate. Nobody's talking against it. People are afraid to discuss it. Many are afraid to talk like I'm talking, because some of us are afraid to lose our lives. I am not. By the grace of God, I am not. And I hope that I am not, and that I will never be. Dr. Martin Luther King says, we'll get to the mountaintop. We might not get there together, but we'll get there. Hate, taking in millions, and absolutely nothing is wrong with it. I am in complete agreement with helping people whose lives are in danger. But it should not be done based on the pigmentation of our skin, or on the back of racial prejudice. Not a part of the moving cycle, the moving vehicle of hatred is making money and loans and opportunity more available and more accessible to people based on the color of their skin. Stop it, Mr. Economist. Stop it, Mr. Politician. Stop it, Mr. Banker. Stop it. You're a racist. You're a racist. Stop it. Stop spreading hatred. Money, loans, opportunity must be, should be made available to the black, the white, the pink, the yellow, the orange, the brown, the purple, every man. Stop it. You are helping to keep the vehicle of racial hatred and discrimination and prejudice and murder and violence. You are hating it. You are being a part of it. You may not be the trigger, but you might be the gun butt. You might be the trigger guard. You might be the hammer. You might be the you might be the various parts of the gun, the cylinder chamber. You're looking at the mass shooting over there in Buffalo, and you are saying, if you have been saying, boy, this looks rough, but what you fail to recognize is that you're a part of that in some different ways, but you are a part of that. Because just as this young man is filled with such hate, so are you. You are no different. And the world is suffering because of people like you, a hater. A hater. Even in our schools, giving better subjects and better courses to students based on their skin color. Haters. 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 Let us all come together as one. Stop hating each other. Stop hating each other. You disgusting hater. Stop it. Shelburne need to move on. You need to let go, Shelburne, with your hating spirit. Your tongue is like a serpent filled with venoms, and you spew out hate against the innocent. Stop the hating, you hater. Our province need to move forward. Our country and nations of the world need to move forward. But you haters are doing everything you possibly can to keep back our communities from growing in love and unity and oneness and purity. You haters. You haters. You haters. You haters. And if you're a black man and hate people, I'm talking to you to stop the hating. Because you cannot criticize the white man, as you call him white, say how much he's a hater when you are doing the same thing. If you are doing the same thing, then you are guilty of the same crime of hating people. And some of us who are more victims, we got to be very careful. Because if we are not very careful, we end up doing back to the haters what they have done to us and what they are doing to us. Resist the spirit of hate. Free yourself from the slavery of hating, from the possession of the demonic forces of hate. Hate. And they are also internal hating. Black man hate black man like crazy. Same black man kill each other. Stop the hating. It's not only racialized, it is within humanity also. People are hating each other. White hate white, black hate black, Chinese hate Chinese, Indian hate Chinese. Stop the hating. Try loving. For once. Some of you have never loved all your life. And it shows on your face. It comes out in your countenance. A people's countenance can be like a mirror that shows their heart, dark and ugly. You look at their faces like you're looking in the face of a demon. They're filled with hate on the inside. They're filled with bitterness and bigotry and unforgiveness, revenge and rebellion, war and fighting. They are disturbed. They are uneasy. They don't have peace. They don't know the peace of God. They are restless and they are reckless. Hate, the spirit of hate. As you watch this video today, and you know that you know you're guilty of the spirit of hate. You have a moment by yourself to ask God to come into your heart and help you to overcome the spirit of hate, which you may have adopted or may have passed on to you through your parents and foreparents. You may have been brainwashed in school, in a group, in a community, by some friends. But you're not happy because you're living with the spirit of hate. You hate people. And you're even afraid that one day you might be another shooter who's going to not just walking around with hate in your heart, but you're afraid you might get to the point where you will one day act out your hatred against innocent human beings. You have an opportunity to get rid of that spirit of hate today, right now. Right now. All you got to do is right where you are, just bow your head. Nobody's there, nobody's seeing you. You just want to change. You're white, you want to learn how to love people who are darker skin color or brown or whatever skin color, or you may be black. And you have heard of slavery and the atrocious things that the black folks have gone through in slavery, how they have been treated less than a dog. Not even dogs are treated the way they were treated. And you have, based on that, you're so angry and you're so bitter and you resent and everyone else who looks like those who were guilty of treating our generations past the way they have treated them, and you're bitter and you're angry. So you are not better. You are not in a better place than the folks that you call racist, and you want to change. You want to stop hating people because they're white or because they're brown or because they are of whatever background. You just want to get rid of that heavy burden, that heavy weight of prejudice, discrimination, and racial injustice. You're sick and tired of carrying this heavy burden. You're tired of hating. You're tired of hating. You've run your company based on hate. Your organization is run based on hate. Your church and ministry is run based on hate and racial prejudice and racial profiling. You're a police officer. You're tired. Aren't you tired of letting go the guy that has the pigmentation like yours, but harassing and arresting and putting false charges against the other one who doesn't look like your skin color? Aren't you tired of all these hypocrisy, these lies, and these these acts of hate. Do you want to stop hating today? Just bow your heads and just close your eyes for a moment right where you are. There is a God, whether you believe it or not. And he's a God who is always present everywhere, and there can be no place where he's not. There can be no conversation that he's not aware of, no whisper that misses him, no silent prayer, even in the heart, in the mind, that he will not hear every word. If you want to get rid of that hate, if you want to help to make the world a better place, rather than making the world a bitter place, then why don't you just ask God right now, right where you are? Say, God, listen, please. I've seen my mother doing this, my father, I've seen my generation, I've seen whatever. I've read about it, I've heard about it, and I end up doing the same thing. I've become the very same pedal or wheel of hate, and I hate that. I want to get rid of this hate. God, please help me to get rid of my hate and my bitterness and my bigotry, my prejudice, my discrimination against others. If you ask God to do that for you right now, he's going to do it. And in the coming days and weeks and months and years ahead, you're going to find yourself learning how to love others who doesn't necessarily look like you or have the same pigmentation of skin like you do. And God is going to give you the strength and the help and the resource to help you to be a person of peace and not war, a person of unity and oneness and not of division and separation. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share the video. It should go viral, but I'm not that popular. I'm not that well known, not that well recognized. And I stand for peace and unity. That's not what the media wants to spread. No, they want to spread hatred and division subtly. So go ahead and like and share and add your comment and send the video wide and far. Stop the hate. That's what this video is all about. Stop the hating. Preachers, stop it. Preachers hating preachers. Have yourselves a good day. God bless you. And whatever you do, wherever you go, remember the message. Let's all stop the hating. Stop the hate. Have a good day.